Hi, and welcome to my 1 to 99 guide for thieving for old school RuneScape in 2022. Over the past week or so, I've grinded thieving solely to test out the best methods here, with the exception of one, but we'll go over that. If this video helps you at all, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Linked in the top right corner now is a playlist of all the guides on my channel, and more to come soon. But anyways, enough blabbering, let's get to the guide. I generally find it most useful to go over quests that reward thieving XP and then useful items for the skill, so let's do just that. Starting with useful items, a top one is going to be rogue equipment. While wearing components of the rogue equipment, or rogue outfit, you have a chance of getting twice the amount of loot from pickpocketing, and having the full set on guarantees the effect. However, this does not increase your XP. This is obtained from the Rogue's Den minigame, and you'll have to view a separate guide for that, unfortunately. The next useful item is going to be the Dodgy Necklace. With 10 charges, while wearing this, you will have a 25% chance to not be stunned and damaged when failing a pickpocket. Considering these are pretty cheap on the GE, and it's a quarter of a chance, I would say do this for methods where you would be pickpocketing people a lot, like Ardy Knights. Another useful item is actually a spell, and that's Shadow Veil on the, I believe it's the Arceus spellbook. While under the effects of Shadow Veil, you will have another 15% chance to avoid being damaged and stunned, and this stacks with Dodgy Necklaces, where Shadow Veil will attempt to avoid the stun first for a total of 36.25%. The duration of the spell will vary depending on your magic, but the math is 0.6 times Y being your magic, and that's seconds. So higher the magic, the longer it lasts. Second to last item is Gloves of Silence, and you have a 5% increased success rate of pickpocketing when these are equipped, and they do require 54 Hunter though. They are extremely cheap, but they fall off really fast because of this last item, which is the Ardoin Diary. The medium Ardoin Diary will award a 10% increased chance to pickpocket while inside Ardoin, and you don't need the cloak equipped or in your inventory, so it's just a passive effect. And the Hard Diary gives the same 10% increased chance, but it is not limited to Ardoin and allows you to have it around the entire game. Now that we've gone over all the items that are useful, let's talk about quests you can do to skip early questing for the skill. Shown on screen is a list of every quest that rewards thieving XP, though the ones I would only recommend doing really is Biohazard, Hazeal Cult, Fight Arena, Tower of Life, and Tribal Totem. Doing these will get you to 24 thieving, but if you really hate questing you can just skip this, but all the quests I just listed are pretty fast. So, quests aside, let's actually start with thieving. So levels 1 through 5 is as simple as it gets, and you just pickpocket men or women anywhere in the game, but I would just do it in Lumbridge. Quick tip: if you're using RuneLight, hold the left shift and right click an NPC and turn the left click option to pickpocket. Getting to level 5 will only take a short amount of time, as you only need 49 total successful pickpockets. From levels 5 to 25, you'll be doing bakery stalls, and for this you just go to Ardoin and stand in the safe spot you see me in, steal a whole inventory, and bank if you're an Ironman or just feel like it for some reason, or just drop everything you get. When doing the drop method, you can expect around 19k XP per hour, so from 5 to 25 should take about half an hour. Levels 25 to 45 is pretty straightforward, and you'll be stealing from fruit stalls in Hosidius. This does require 15% favor in Hosidius, so keep that in mind. If you steal from them in this house I'm in, there's no guard, and you can commit crimes in peace. Drop all the fruit you can get and eat strange fruits for run energy. You can run between both stalls like you see me doing for the optimal amount of XP, or you can just stay still at one stall and you'll lose about 10k XP per hour. So once you're at level 45 is when you can start blackjacking. This requires partially, but I recommend just fully completing the feud quest to unlock the ability to use blackjacks. You might have to watch a separate guide to fully understand the mechanics and the ins and outs of blackjacking, but once you learn how to do this, you can do it from 45 all the way to 99. From 45 to 55 you will do bearded bandits, 55 to 65 Polnivian bandits, and 65 onwards Menafite thugs. To try and explain blackjacking as simple as I can within like 10 seconds, you bring a full inventory of strawberry baskets, leaving one space open to withdraw the strawberries to eat. And the reason you want an inventory full is so you don't try to pickpocket him accidentally if you mess up, because when your inventory is full you won't be able to get the coin pouch, so you can't pickpocket him. Then you want to hold shift, right click, and change your left click to pickpocket. Lure him into this house you see me in, right click, knockout, spam left click until you pickpocket him twice, and then repeat. It's pretty simple, but it might take you a second to get the hang of it. Shown on screen on the left right now is the XP rates you can expect at each tiers of levels through 10s, starting at about 100k XP per hour, ending all the way at 265k XP per hour. Now this is really click intensive, so I completely understand if you don't want to do this. I did it for a bit while leveling Thieving, but I couldn't stomach it that long. Runelight did make it a lot easier though. You can hold shift and right click to make the left click pickpocket, so that does make it a little easier. So next we're going to look at alternative thieving methods and the ones that I personally would do. Obviously I know not all of you are going to get to level 45 and then blackjack the rest of your life. We'd lose a lot of RuneScape players if you did that. So the first alternative method we have is stealing artifacts in Port Piscarilius. I never know if I say that right. This actually offers the fastest XP between 49 and 65. Starting at level 49, you can already start off at 150k thieving XP per hour, and this scales all the way to up to 250k plus on your way to 99. I didn't really like doing it at first, but I grew to love it. You must have 75% Piscarilius favor to do this and a lockpick. Things I recommend is graceful, stamina pots, and most importantly is the Book of the Dead / I believe it's called Cardest's Memoirs. The reason this is recommended is because once you accept a job from the captain, you can use the book to teleport closer to where you need to be, saving time and increasing your XP rates by a decent amount. The whole idea of stealing artifacts is the captain tells you what house to go to, you go to it, lockpick a chest, get whatever in it, and then bring it back to him without getting spotted by the patrol guards. Once you learn these guards' path, it's pretty brain dead and actually a lot more straightforward than you think. A quick tip here, there's a Runelight plugin I use called Stealing Artifacts in the plugin hub. It has some useful information such as showing you what house to go to and if the guards are safe spotted. Some things about this plugin are broken for me, like guard paths, but that could be just for me, I'm not sure. If you were wondering what I meant by safe spotted, let me show you. The two most eastern guards at each bridge can be safe spotted. You essentially walk under them and then run away in a way to manipulate them and then log out, so they are looking in the wrong direction, allowing you to run by them if you're at least 2 tiles away and not get caught. Once these two guys are safe spotted, you will pretty much run through these two routes every single run you do. If this is info overload and confuses you, there's many helpful guides that probably explain it a lot better than me. Next alternative method is the Sorceress's Garden, or Sorceress Garden. You can technically do this from 1 to 99, but don't do that, bro. I did this from around 72 thieving to 81, and the only thing I regret is not doing it straight from 65 thieving, because at 65 you specifically unlock the summer portion of the garden, being the summer garden, and this results in about 140k XP per hour. You might say 140k XP per hour, that's pretty slow compared to other methods, especially since I was doing this from level 70 onwards, but what this prevails at is being AFK. And I know everyone's lazy and doesn't actually like playing the game, so what you want to do is download a plugin called One Click Summer Garden, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, there's other videos dedicated solely to this and they go more in depth if you want a more specific guide. But essentially you start at the beginning of the maze with a pestle and mortar, 2 to 3 stams, and then empty beer glasses in your inventory, but leaving 2 spots open. You use this plugin to help manipulate the guards in a way that they're all synchronized, and all you have to do is click 1 time and your character will automatically run through the entire garden for you. So it's about 1 click every 20 seconds, and then you just reset, and it's pretty AFK. I would say, besides the amount of running from stealing artifacts, this is one of the most AFK thieving methods, so if you honestly just hate thieving more than anything in the world, look into doing this, it's really not that bad. If you're effective enough, you can get up to 150k XP per hour, but realistically, expect somewhere around 130k XP per hour to 140k XP per hour, and then once you have a full inventory or you're done, you go to this guy in front of Al-Kharid Palace and just give him all the squirk juices. It'll be about 3k per juice you give him, so an inventory will be about 66k is what I was getting because I used 3 stams, but if you have higher agility than me or a ring of endurance, expect more XP drops. Another alternative method is going to be Ardy Knights, and this consists of spam clicking an Ardy Knight who's trapped, and that's pretty much all you do. Rogue outfit is highly recommended here, along with dodgy necklaces and the medium Ardy Diary. There's a CC you can join called Thieving Host to find a world where someone is splashing a Ardy Knight in the Ardoin Bank for easy access. The XP starts really weak in my opinion, being 65k an hour at 55. I would highly recommend to do other methods, and I personally wouldn't do this until later levels, as Ardy Knights ramps up pretty hard at later levels. Around level 95, you can expect 240k XP per hour, which is really good considering you just spam click and you're not doing something like Blackjacking. Also, it's pretty profitable. So, Pyramid Plunder is an interesting one. It actually does offer the highest amount of thieving XP from level 91 onwards, so if you really just want to get thieving done fast, hit 91 and then sit at Pyramid Plunder. It's around 270k XP per hour. I personally wouldn't do Pyramid Plunder before 91, even though the XP rates are competitive. I just prefer other methods. There's something about Pyramid Plunder I really just don't like, but by all means, if you enjoy doing it, then do it. You do have a chance of making some money with getting the Scepter drop, and it is pretty good XP, and it's very competitive with other methods. Don't have a full guide for this, but there's plenty of other videos that do. So yeah, that actually concludes all of the major methods that you can do for thieving in my opinion. Some people might have a problem with the fact that I left out a few methods, like pickpocketing Vyres, Elves, and Master Farmers. All 3 of these methods can be done at different levels, and the main point for them being that it's not the best XP, but you actually can make pretty good money. For example, Vyres are about 150k XP per hour, but if you get the blood shards on drop rate, it's about 2.5 million GP per hour, so if you want to make some good gold while thieving, by all means do Vyres, and a tip for that is to wear your full rogue outfit to get 2 shards. There's several other methods on the official thieving guide found on the wiki, which I will link in the description. I used this as a reference points for my guides for exact XP rates and phrasing, so shout out to the entire OSRS wiki team and everyone who contributes to it. I don't steal just directly from it, I do test all of these methods, but yeah. And then I know another method is Dorgashon chests. I don't know, personally I just wouldn't do that. If you know something I don't, leave it a comment. That's going to be everything. A lot of information and various methods packed into one. I think this is my longest guide. With thieving, there isn't a definite absolute must-do method like other skills. So it allows for wiggle room and flexibility, which I enjoy. If this helped you in any way, make sure to sub, like the vid, comment, which helps other people find my channel. My Twitter's in the description, I don't use it that much. My Discord with other people who have watched and enjoyed the content have joined it, that is in the description, and that's all for now. Bye!